The Podical sound.
Podcast, you can't win. Talking a good game, you can't win. Topics never lame, you can't win. Win.
Watch your average Joseph. Marvelous.
It's ridiculously funny, but funny.
Welcome back to the best no judgment zone space in the world, because neither one of us have law degrees. I am Marvelous.
And I'm not your average Joseph.
And we are the Podical Sons. Let's start this show. How you feeling today?
I'm good, man. Welcome back, sir.
Yeah, it was a contract negotiation because Joe Budden over here tried to X a nigga off, but you know, I'm back in the building.
Well, I see, you're out here, and I gave you the day off, and I thought, you just needed the rest and to be. But apparently, you weren't resting at all, man. You weren't resting at all. What's going on?
I went on the mountain.
You went? Is that what you did?
I went on the mountain.
Okay. Hope you found yourself.
Found some bushes.
Found some
weed.
Yeah.
Found some stress.
It's always a good start. You found stress too?
Yeah, but then the stress kind of decompressed after the weed.
Okay.
So therefore it was okay for me to come back and stuff with no tablets underneath armpits.
Right.
Just
right.
Decent.
You're looking good.
Bless your heart. To the folks at home, welcome. If you're new, we welcome you too.
Mm-hmm.
Like, comment, subscribe, YouTube, Spotify, SoundCloud, Google Play, iHeartRadio,
and yes,
Stitcher, Pod Addict. The list goes on.
Wherever you can find us, man.
And podicalsons.com.
Wherever you can find us.
We out here.
We are. It's a beautiful day today. I mean, you're going to hear this on a Tuesday. Supposedly here in Toronto, just north of our southern bordered friends, we are supposed to be in a heat wave, man. That's what they're saying.
That ain't a problem.
Plus 30 all this week, which is good because I think, that type of temperature, and definitely the sunlight is needed after coming out of those dog days of winter. Which seemed to, it snowed sometime last month, no? Well, at least up here it did a brief time.
Yeah, I heard.
It wasn't nice.
No.
It wasn't nice at all.
Somebody sent me a photo and stuff. I'm like, that shit ain't sexy. Send a nude. Like, yo, don't
send me that instead.
Don't send me no S-word falling from the sky.
I want to be turned on, not depressed.
Yo,
come on, it's hard times out here, man.
It was rough, man.
Yeah.
Nah, but yeah, good to be back. Everything's still everything,
Good. Well, do you want to fill us in on what you did? It may not be sunlight. Or it may not be sunlight. Some stuff you might just want to keep it hidden to yourself. Lock that closet away.
So the ones that know, if you know, you know. If you know, you know. Sometime down the line, this will come out on the podcast and stuff, whatever. But right now. Too soon. Working out the Chronicles. The boys got mildly depressed for a minute, but got back.
But you're back.
Got my swagger back. Got the behavior back.
Definitely
and everything.
Good to see. Good. It's good to have friends.
Good to have
friends.
Good to have that love and support corner.
Yes,
that love and support corner is real, because I think you can have friends, but then some people ask different things for friends.
Right. Yeah.
You might ask for I ask for friendship, loyalty, honesty, and help.
Yeah.
I feel like you're gonna need those, and you got to be able to give those as a good friend.
At some point.
And some people, they ask for different things for friends.
Yeah.
So that's just my qualifications, and my friends are assholes. You are one of them.
No, but we held you down, I think, man.
Yeah.
I think we held you down, man.
It was kind of like a kick in the nuts to be like, all right, since you're on the ground, let us help you up now. That's what it was.
You got the nut kick first?
Yeah. I got a kick in the nuts, but it was Gucci. I had the debate if I was going to do some things, some changes in my life, like apply for Waffle House, because I was just angry. And that's where all the shits go down, is at the Waffle House and everything that. I wonder if on Waffle House application they ask you, do you know how to fight?
If you know how to
fight. On the application they might say, have you worked at previous jobs?
That might have required the fisticuffs?
Yeah, be like, do you know how to fight? And if you answer yes, can you prove it? Because we got a shift coming for you. And people gonna throw some hands at you.
It's gonna be a wild out moment for sure.
Once a month.
Mm-hmm.
I was having a conversation with a friend. They're like, once a month? never fails. Because they said to me, they're like, yo, you too bougie to check World Star? I'm like, no, I'm not too bougie to check World Star. They're like, once a month, there's a World Star video where somebody at Waffle House is throwing hands.
Yeah.
And 9 times out of 10, it's employees
Maybe it's in the syrup.
in the mix, huh?
Maybe it's in the syrup.
And employees eating the syrup? Well, I guess on their break.
They on break too, man. They eat.
Jesus.
They eat.
I need some of that Fight Club syrup. Yo.
Give you some extra strength.
Let me see what else I seen. That. Yes. Salute all the camera angles pointing to that lovely young lady. Don't know who the fuck you are. You proposed to your man. So say the sons, baby. So say, can we clap for her?
She listened to us. She listened to the sons.
Yo, sometimes you gotta take matters in your own hand. Hey, shorty. Fuck you, shorty. Yes. Yo, sometimes, a woman just gotta take charge. Be like, yo, bro, what are we doing? We're not getting any younger. Yo, just shut up and take this nice ass proposal.
I seen the picture. I didn't really read the comments. How were they dealing with her in the comments? Was it 50-50?
Oh, nah, they ate that girl. They ate her like 4 times too. I felt so bad for her and everything like that. But I'm like, yo,
why though?
You know what you want. You want a car, you save your money for the down payment, you go get the car. You want a house, you save your money for the down payment, you get the house. She wanted a husband. She saved her coins, got the ring. What the manner? One chick said to me, she's like, hey, I would buy the ring for myself. I get on one knee and then put the ring like, we're together now.
Wow.
I was like,
that would be the signal for it. I wonder how he feels on his side and how his friends approach it, man. Because it's like,
because we spoke about that. We spoke about that.
You make her beat you to the punch, bro?
I think, you know what? I think his peoples and stuff would probably ate his soul too.
Yeah.
But I feel like if anybody's to get more flack, real talk, I feel like it's her. Because I feel like there's like a whole bunch of dudes saying, one dude saying, what'd he say? I heard one dude say, he's like, yo, I'm wearing the pants in a relationship. I should propose. I'm like, yo, is it goals or is it roles? I always say that.
Yeah.
Like the goal is to be married.
Right.
It's not a gender role specific type of thing. But he said, as a man, he won't feel like a man if she did that, if a woman did that to him. I'm like, I wouldn't feel a man if my woman was to peg me. Like, I don't give a fuck about
There's a difference in what makes you feel like a man or not.
That's a big difference.
But with that situation, right? You think, okay, it's probably like something that was in the air, like they spoke about, like possibly like getting married, like years down the line. And maybe it might have been something like he had brought up during the conversation, or she had brought up, or just general couples conversation. You're reaching to that point. I feel this, that, and the third, and then just off of possibly them having that conversation, she just felt like, yo, like, I'm gonna do this. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like I'm gonna make this happen as opposed to just waiting. We both want it. We both discussed it. So why not I just do something for a change that totally just smashes the stereotype, because that's what she did. So just totally smashed the stereotype. It would have been different if they haven't talked about it and she'd be like, oh no, nigga, you ain't escaping and you gonna put a ring on his finger. And this is how it's gonna happen. And then you just pop the damn question on, dude. Yo. Because you might not get the answer you're expecting.
I look at it like this. I'm like, if I was dude with all that crowd, she had a massive crowd there. She had like a massive.
That's what I'm saying.
I seen that video, I was like, whoa. I was like, I can see if you did it from like your moms, like some family members. It's like a small little intimate group. That was a band show. There was like people in the back by the bushes. I was looking, I was like, you know what? How would I react if I was dude? And I looked at it and stuff is that a conversation had to be had prior.
Yeah.
That was my main thing. But my thing and stuff is that, yo, she knows what she wants. I'm a fan, maybe I like take charge women.
Yeah.
So I'm a fan of women that know what they want. I don't like an indecisive woman. Ladies, if you're listening, if you ever thought about a guy stuff who's a fucking asshole, I might be that asshole. If I ask you, what do you want to eat? And you're like, and I bring some food and you didn't want that sucks to be you. You should have made a decision.
Because you're going to still eat.
Yeah, because I got to eat. I'm hungry. I'm like, what do you want to eat? All right. Arby's it is. I don't want no Arby's. Whoa.
I asked
Speak the fuck up.
I asked you.
That's my thing. So she made the decision.
You know what I hate?
I take it.
You know what I hate?
What's up?
When they ask you what you want to eat, right? You tell them what you want to eat, and they be like, "No, I don't want to eat that." So why are you asking me what we're gonna eat then? Obviously, you must have something in mind. Suggest whatever you have in mind, and give me the opportunity to say, "No, I don't want to eat that."
To the young lady that did that, kudos to you. If I knew your name, I knew your handle, I would get at you and I would hand clap you. Because a lot of women need to step up to the damn plate. Like, yo,
listen,
you gotta know. And then, see, my thing and stuff is that because they black, right?
Yeah.
I was looking at her stuff. I was like, I don't feel like the black folks would probably be too keen on these things and stuff for them. I'm seeing it happen, and I was like, because there was previous photos like from way back when.
Yeah.
I think it was a dark skinned dude and it was a light skinned chick. She proposed to him, and I was like, oh, and I seen like these two light skinned folks. I'm
right.
like, we moving the movement. I was like,
and I mean, and I've seen white people do it too. It's like
I haven't seen it.
Yeah, you haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it.
I've seen white women get on knees and propose to their man.
Yeah, that's a beautiful. It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, man.
Can we get it from the Asian culture?
Well, I don't know.
Oh, that's a reach.
It might be more of a culture barrier there, right? It's like
culture. So they gotta be like several steps removed from the native tongue.
Yeah, we're gonna have to go to our Chinese affiliate.
Go to a Chinese affiliate and find out.
Find out. Yeah.
Possible. Let's get to these polls. Are you honest to your loved ones when they do something wrong? 68% said yes. Did you say yes or did you say no? Sometimes.
I said sometimes.
I say sometimes too.
Yeah.
Let's keep it 100 and 130% thorough. Let me hear why you say sometimes.
I say sometimes because, I mean, family members are just like regular people.
Yeah.
And some people can't handle the truth. Some people will take the criticism the wrong way.
Okay.
Right?
Okay. All right. I see where you're going.
And then
I said the same thing.
But then you have the others that will take it as being something constructive and doing something with it. So that's why I say sometimes. I think you got to pretty much know the members of your family, just like knowing the members of your friends, just like knowing the members of your coworkers. Certain people, you got to know how you have to deal with them because not all the same situation will call for the same tact, let's say.
Yeah. I agree. Because I look at it and stuff is that the people that said all the time, I was like, I'm not calling them liars, but my thing and stuff is that I'm not too sure for myself.
Right.
Like, and I learned this from a friend. It was a friend where it happened. Okay. His fiance at the time, right? His fiance at the time, we had an argument about something. It wasn't even like, it got into a heated discussion about something. I can't even remember.
Right.
But like, she got passionate.
Yeah.
She got passionate.
Okay.
She's telling me like, I'm wrong or something like that, whatever. I was like, so when I'm confident on what shit I'm talking about, I'm like, yo, put your money where your mouth is, man.
Right. Yeah.
I'm like, yo, put the funds up. I'm like, just throw $10 out your purse.
Yeah.
I got 20 to match your 10 and stuff, whatever. I'm like, yo, bet it. So she's like, no. So at the same time, she's cussing me.
Right.
He goes on his phone. He's running a search. And he's like, oh, shit. Marv's right.
You're right.
So he's trying to do one of those things like, babe, calm down. I looked at him like, nigga, no. Abort mission.
No.
Abort mission. I'm like, look at me. I'm the captain now.
Yeah. Let her alone in this one.
So then he's looking at it. He's like, yo, but. And then like she got up and she stormed off.
Right.
Like, I can't believe this nigga Marv. And she walked off. Right? And she walked off and everything like that. I was looking at him like, he's like, yo, but he like, this is.
He showed you.
It was that old. He had a BlackBerry.
Yeah.
And he's like, look, you were right. I'm like, fam.
Yeah.
We're gonna be brothers to the end.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You ain't fucking me at nighttime. You laying next to that woman.
Mm-hmm.
You go in the bedroom after her now and you whisper that she was wrong. You don't say she's wrong in front of me.
Right.
Yeah.
Never. Yeah, you choose to do that, and feel like you're gonna have something good later on.
Yeah, you're not having nothing good at all.
Nah, bro.
You want to embarrass me? You want your fucking friends? You want to show off your fucking friends? Huh?
Nah.
You want to show off your fucking friends? No.
And when you go home, you pick the time when you want to tell her Marv was right. Because you could open up that door and she'd still be like, I can't believe that Marv was like that.
That's what I told her. Because we're all sitting there at the table, whatever. It's all three of us. And we're just having the convo. And then it just spiraled out to that.
Yeah.
And she got heated. She went to the sink, threw her plate in the sink, whatever. She gave me a look like, I will cut you in your sleep. Salute to my girl. You know the situation. You know I love you like a fat kid love cake. And
thank you that you didn't cut him.
And we still Gucci to this day.
Of course.
This was like...
Agree to disagree.
Yeah, this is probably less than 10 years ago.
Yeah.
It's like less than 10 years ago and stuff. And we're still good at stuff with it to this day. But that's what I'm saying.
Wait. So does she now know that that you were right with that whole or she hasn't been...
So the next day.
Okay.
The next day.
Yeah.
She came to me because I was staying with them. Right. It was an out-of-towner trip.
Okay.
So I was staying with them.
Yeah.
The next day, now, I get up in the morning and shit like that, and I'm getting ready to go line up.
Yeah.
Right? So I'm in the washroom and stuff. I'm like, morning. I'm like, I'm just going to line up for a bit, whatever, right? So me on lining up, I hear a little nap on the door. I'm like, oh, you trying to use the washroom before I get in? She's like, nah. Like, how did you know?
How did you know?
I'm like, what are you talking about? So he's talking about, and she's like, she like referenced last night. So right. I was like, I'm like, yo, I had seen this stuff like a few weeks prior.
Right, yeah.
Right? Yeah. And it was only inevitable that it was going to be like to that specific extent. So right. I just kind of put 2 and 2 together and stuff with it. But I'm like, I heard a final result from whatever the thing it was. And then she said, yeah, but that just changed and stuff, whatever, like a few weeks ago. I'm like, right. Things change every day. 24 hours and stuff ago, you were kind of upset with me. And now 24 hours later, we're Gucci.
And if you're studying it for a little bit of time, at some point you might become abreast of the situation that might be coming up ahead. Yeah. And that's basically all it was.
Yeah.
You were aware of the situation.
Yeah, exactly.
And in your mind, just using an educated guess, you kind of said, okay, it's probably going to play out like this.
And it kind of worked out like that, right? So, I mean, it was something else, but I told him like, bro, no. No, that's a good call, man. It's a good save. Good save. Yeah, because he was reaching like the philosopher. I'm like she yelling right here where the screens are. I'm like, Look at me. I am the captain now. No,
he saved you. Saved you.
He know what the deal is. He know what the deal is because after that we were good to go.
Right.
But yeah, sometimes I don't correct friends and family and stuff, whatever, like at that time.
Right.
I would get at them and stuff another time. And then I would just let them know eventually about that situation because I'm a ride for you, but I don't want you to make a full, complete ass and stuff, whatever, where it might do more harm for you than anything else.
Right. Yeah.
If I feel like it's going to get to the harm territory, I'm like, all right, now, chill out.
I get that.
And all the above. I'm like, call it a day.
Sometimes I just like to, just like how Homeboy kind of did like the quick research.
Yeah.
And kind of he was kind of trying to show it to his girl so she can kind of fall back a little. I'm kind of like that when I want to reveal the information to you. Like, I'll send you the evidence. I'll be like, don't necessarily take it from me.
Yeah.
Here's a source that you can trust in. You can believe it. You know?
And which I'm for.
Yeah.
Right? Because everybody wants to take a shot in the dark. And if it possibly lands close enough to the target, they just claim it right. And that's the thing that always kind of gets me and stuff about certain specific peoples and stuff. I'm like, yo, stand by your claim, have your validity, your facts and stuff, whatever behind it. I'm good to go. But if you tell me, oh, I seen this one video from a guy on Facebook who got the video from a guy from WhatsApp and everything like that, and his auntie, brother, sister comes across the street named Sally's little nephew is breaking it down to you. This is the facts. Why? Monkeys backflip at night. I'm like, wait, what the fuck? No, it's not. Show me the facts. You have a Discovery Channel video on deck? Well, I don't. Do you have a National Geographic? I don't. But the guy in the backwood part where there's no monkeys and stuff is telling you. This is your leader.
This is their leader.
Okay,
man.
all right, fuck it.
It just it just takes one thing that they can fall credible, that they can fall on a credible line with, and they'll run with it. No, not just because he said that one thing that he said was credible, because he probably got it from a credible source. But the next 20 to 30 things that comes out of his mouth don't got to be credible.
Exactly. If your partner went to prison, are you staying? You laugh because you always know people. People, why did it come from me? How you know he ain't post a question? How do you know you ain't post a question? Because you dry snitching. You need to stop.
Because they know I'm the technical
You
guy.
need to stop dry snitching.
We say it every show.
I'm not saying shit. That's you dry snitching. We don't know what kind of questions Smooth posts. We don't know which questions. There's 2 days where questions get posted.
Smooth posts is nada.
You see that? Dry snitching again. One day could be me, one day could be Smooth.
The evil
you
villain.
Decide.
You know who the evil villain is already. By the
decide.
type of questions you should already know. I mean, if you follow the podcast, you should know who's asking the bullshit.
That's not bullshit, just real shit. Huh? If your partner went to prison, 57% said yes, they're riding.
50%,
57?
57% said yes, they're riding.
That's kind of close.
And how long did we say they were going for?
What?
How long they were going for? 5 years? It was 5 years?
That one, no. I just. But me, I said.
Yeah.
I said, you got 5-year limit with me, boo.
5-year limit?
You got 5-year limit. 5 years of conjugal visits, weekend visits. I give you updates on like if we have kids, if we don't.
Is that 5 years of you being there, or 5 years of you being there and being faithful?
5 years of me being there and faithful.
5 years of being there, you being there.
If I got conjugal visits.
What if she says to you, hun, I know 5 years is a long time to wait. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to give you these coochie passes, but just as long as you know that.
How many coochie passes do I get?
These coochie passes. You
unlimited? Within the 5 years?
Passes within the 5 years. As long as you know that coming back out, it's just me and only me.
It's a wife. Did I say it loud enough in the mic? It's a wife.
It's a wife?
It's a wife.
Because she understands at that point your needs.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
But if she has a conjugal visit and says, no, that's not the deal, that it's only me, then you're okay with that as well.
If we get conjugal visits, that's it. Yeah. Our brother got some needs.
Because I think a lot of people within the 57 bracket, they really misunderstand the physical touch.
So people don't need it no more. I don't know.
This is true. I don't know. I guess some people don't need it anymore.
I used to talk to a girl one time. And what did she say to me? She said to me, sorry, talk to a woman. And she said to me one day, she said, I said something pertaining to like sucking dick.
Right.
Right? And she's like, in her heyday, she would give me like the best blowjob and everything like that, whatever, right? So I was looking like, I'm like, so what changed? I can understand. Like, so stop you now. It's like a bicycle. Once you know how to do it, you can still do it again.
Right.
Dun, 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 dun.
Right.
And then when she had turned to me and stuff, she's like, nah, throughout the course of the years after like fucked up relationships and everything like that, she's kind of honed down from being a sexual person.
Got it. Okay.
So
it wouldn't be just the one skill she's now not as in her day with, probably a few other stuff
a few
as
other
well.
things.
Okay.
So when I was seeing this stuff, I'm like, okay, I see it. So now if you're not a sexual person like that, 5 years, like, you look like, you can't wait? No, I cannot. I cannot.
It's a long
I
time,
cannot.
man.
5 years, you got 5 years max.
5 years is the max.
5 years in a day, like, I'm not gonna stop coming. You're not gonna get like a Dear John letter. You're gonna get the divorce note. Be like, yo, this is a one-sided divorce. Shut up and sign. Don't act all brand new.
You know what the deal is.
I'll see when you get out.
When you rob those banks.
Yo.
Don't worry, I'm gonna watch some of the money for you. That part will still keep intact.
The part that killed me and stuff when it came to the questions was that people's like, depends. I'm like, nah, if you said depends, you ain't a fucking rider. No rider says depends, okay? Depends is an adult diaper. No way you could be a rider and say depends. No.
You're just fooling yourself at that point.
One OG said to me, she said this. She's like, She said, if he doesn't cause any bodily harm to her or her family for whatever the crime is, she is riding.
Okay.
She does not care. She's like, if it's robbery, if it's murder, if it's blue-collar crime, white-collar crime, she bout that life.
Okay.
She's like, she will ride. It's her man, it's her boo. And then a younger dude looked at stuff and said, yo, you forgot to mention pedophilia charges. You still riding for a pedophile? I'm like, Nicki Minaj did it.
Yeah.
I
mean, there's some that you possibly couldn't just ride for. I don't know.
You riding?
No, I said that. I was in the no category.
You out. That's okay.
Yeah.
Well done. You know. Hopefully your wife don't hear or see this episode.
No, hopefully she don't go to jail.
I wasn't ready for that one. Yo.
Hopefully, I married a good one, man. I don't think she's gonna do anything that will land her ass in the slammer.
Hey, man, innocent people go to jail all the time.
Well, in that case, if she's gonna do something that sends her ass to jail, I'll ride for her because she ain't supposed to be nowhere near those cells.
Nah. She a good one. Let's talk thoughts and prayers to like the family and the community of the indigenous children from Kamloops.
Yeah.
215 children ranging from age 3 and up. Like,
I mean, it's bad enough the reputation that these schools had to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It's not like it's not like they actually did the great things that they set out in their minds to do, right? Like, or what they in their minds thought was good. Like, I need to take these children from their parents to assimilate them into a more Canadian society.
Right.
Well, AKA a more European type society. But now to know on top of, them snatching them from their parents, the physical, mental abuse, the sexual abuse that was happening and so forth like that. Now to know that, okay, some of these kids were actually, I want to say murdered.
Yeah.
How they passed, we don't know. But I don't think it's far reaching to say some of them were murdered and end up buried in the same place that had taken them away. Like that's insane.
Yeah, I think so. The thing that hurt me, I want to say, what hit me in the feels and stuff is that because it's been so long.
Yeah.
Come the DNA time and stuff and come all that type of stuff, you can't tell how set young girls died.
Right.
You don't know how they died because I want to say, most cold case files and stuff, whatever, they tend to go within a stretch of the 10-year mark or closer to current time.
Right.
Where they can have a breakdown on analysis and just looking at a skull to say, okay, blunt force trauma, what happened and everything like that. Everything skin and flesh and stuff has been rotted and deteriorated and stuff long time ago, right? And even if in some cases where they might find something that may have been in some really damp soil, so some of it has preserved. It hasn't totally dried out. Let's say per se, and it's over 20 odd years of being buried. It's just in somewhere that it just managed to have some sort of. Somewhat. But
somewhat.
That's still in a minority compared to the 215, right?
Right.
Compared to the 215 and stuff, whatever. Let's say, we'll say 15. 15 of the bodies of the corpses.
Right.
Right? Could have been like that. That's still more majority not. And it does suck for the community. Thoughts and prayers definitely go out to the community, much as I can even imagine as a parent, I couldn't fathom me losing my son to try to get quote unquote naturalized and then for this to happen.
Yeah.
And then I get no answers and stuff for that. And some of these parents are gone and passed as well.
Right.
We're to the point where they're looking I've never got no answer, no peace, no justice from my child.
Yeah.
And you mean to tell me stuff that my child's been in the grave while I'm still hunting facts and stuff and validity for my child, right?
What's the difference between this and, let's say, the genocide?
More modern day time. I want to say the genocides and stuff, like when genocides take place, they're horrific. But I think, you know what it is? I feel like everybody's doing this point and dance.
Okay.
So everybody's doing a point and dance stuff like, we don't do fucked up shit over here.
Right.
You guys do the fucked up shit. They do the fucked up shit. This person does the fucked up shit.
Right.
They're doing that.
Right.
So often and stuff, whatever. Well, like my thing and stuff is that you can't answer for, my mom always said, you can't answer for nobody. You can only swear for yourself.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So, and even in times of anger, some people can't swear for themselves because they kind of,
right,
go ballistic and all that type of stuff too. But you can't speak about a full fucking country and make it seem like, yo, this is everything. That's very egotistical. Shit, fucked up shit happens everywhere.
Yeah,
this right here is a situation where I think what hurts is that they've been telling the people and stuff like, we don't know where your kids are. That's all on you.
Right, right.
When knowing for a fact that like the powers that be at that time knew exactly what happened to the kids, man.
Well, and that's what I'm saying, because me and my sister Sherry were talking about it over the weekend, and it's like she was saying like some of the kids that got, I think there was 19 of those schools in Ontario alone.
Yeah.
So she was saying, you gotta even think some of the kids that were taken from homes in Ontario, there's a good possibility like they didn't even land in those schools that were in Ontario. They could have been taken to
BC,
Nova Scotia, to BC, to other places. Mm-hmm. So there's really no way of telling what really happened to your child.
Right.
And to know that, some of them might have came home, some of them might have not have come home. We were talking about it. She's like, can you imagine like some of those ones we always hear about the high alcohol and drug abuse in that community. Mm-hmm. But could you imagine like some of those ones that we see downtown? Who's to say they're not an orphan that was in that type of school system?
Right.
And just that whole type of trauma.
That trauma.
This is what it's led to.
Absolutely. Even somebody was saying and stuff like, yeah, they're saying a lot of the older Native people, they drink.
Right.
The Indigenous folk, they just drink, they go in and stuff like that. But who's to say they didn't lose a child?
It's really deep when you start to really because as when I grew up, that was a stereotype. Indians, all they do is get drunk and this, that, and the third. But me listening to that stereotype and being programmed a certain way and not even knowing, them cats had real problems to put them to that situation of drinking and taking drugs to kind of have some form of normality.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Because I couldn't fathom. I can't picture a day without my son. So much less as a parent, I couldn't picture, like, I can kind of semi-understand with them.
Yeah.
And like I said, like, could you imagine, like, going to your grave knowing that, like, I always think about this. They every now and then they talk about Natalie Holloway, the girl who went to, I think, Bermuda, and a dude murdered her, or like she was murdered, her body was missing, and all that type of stuff, whatever.
Was that one on the cruise ship?
Kind of. It was a graduation thing.
Okay.
It was a graduation thing. They ended up in like, I think, Bermuda, and then, or one of the islands, I can't remember, for like a high school graduation trip.
Right.
And they're gone. And I'm like, I could have never pictured those parents and stuff, whatever, because you're having like funerals or something like that for no corpse for your child.
Yeah.
You're having a service for no corpse.
Yeah.
Right? And now this kind of trauma will fuck with you, and you would carry this thing and stuff for like years and decades and stuff, whatever, possibly till you go to your grave.
Possibly.
So I'm like, that might even put you in an earlier grave.
Yeah, I think one of the photos that really put it in perspective for me is the one that they had just on the steps, all of the little shoes that represented each one of the victims, and it's like, it's crazy. Like, something like that, you look at that happening to so many one time, that you would have to say that would have to been like a natural disaster that came in. Like you could not believe like it would be at the hands of another human being. Then to bury whatever evidence that was there, then to get rid of whatever evidence that they even existed. Man, that's some different shit.
Well, okay.
That's some different shit.
So you see like how we always joke, like I joked about the whole, especially like 2020. 2020 was a fucked up year where you had the aliens and stuff out here. We're looking like, yo, I'm watching the final season of Earth.
Yeah.
I'm not going down there to go take over or fuck up shit because they about to just fuck themselves up automatically. And when you're looking at that song and dance, we've been doing that across the board, from genocides to like mass murders and like public shootings to kidnappings, rapes. Like we've been doing nothing but horrific stuff to another human being.
Yeah.
Right? That's not including like the serial killer in the mix and stuff like that. Like, we've been doing mad stuff like that to anybody.
Right.
So I want to say, like, thoughts and prayers to the shooters, to the victims and stuff of like the San Diego shooting and stuff that happened like 2 weeks ago and stuff as well.
Yeah.
Right? I'm looking at them like, you've become desensitized.
You have.
It hits and it pulls on the heartstrings and stuff because it's children. Mm-hmm. But it's kind of like, you're like, you don't know where they are. You're expecting the worst.
And it's so funny because not only have you become desensitized, right? But we're also at the point where we're I want to say a year and a half in this pandemic.
Yeah.
We're a year and a half in this pandemic. And again, all we really get bombarded with is the news about the pandemic. So a lot of people are in self-preservation mode.
Yeah.
A lot of people are really just not even really thinking or really caring about anybody else. Yes, some of us are being desensitized, but some of us would be like, man, fuck that. I might die tomorrow if I go outside and breathe some air that I shouldn't be breathing. Right? It's like it's a mixture. I think it's a mixture of both. We've become self-absorbed. We're trying to just preserve our damn life staying on here. Whether it's locking ourselves indoors, never to go back outside again. Whether it's to get the injection to protect you from whatever's out there, right? We've now said to ourselves, it's survival of the fittest.
Right.
And it's a sad shit that this asshole, and I can't even call him an asshole because I don't even know what made him snap. He could have been a decent person the day before. I don't know that.
True.
Right? But for some reason, he decided now to go take these lives at the school. And then you're going to think about that. It's going to flash into your head for one day. And then the next day, the news cycle is about how many people have come in contact with the virus and have now this many cases. And all of a sudden you're starting to think again, man, I need to protect myself from stop being a case. I've already put what just happened out of my mind, out of self-preservation. I think that's what we're really seeing now with a lot of things. That's one of the reasons why you say you don't watch news.
No.
You know what I mean? It's
I take it in blips. Like
you really gotta take it in blips
because you gotta digest. Like you have to know for a fact. Like okay, it's food for thought.
Yeah.
You can't put too much on your fucking plate. You gotta finish that. What's on your plate?
Yeah, of course.
So I mean, like, all right, you just hit me off and stuff that like all black midgets and stuff, whatever named Marv, might get massacred. I'm looking like, goddamn. You wear red and black and stuff, whatever, you might get hunted by the cops a lot more. I'm looking like, shit, I need an outfit change. Then you're telling me it might have acid rain and stuff, might help me go bald faster or some shit like that.
Yeah.
And then you want to show me some little stupid shit. Kylie Jenner Bunny farted today. I'm supposed to digest all of that within like a 30-minute time frame. And then I'm supposed to go on normal.
Go on normal.
After that.
Yeah.
Like, no, you got to take that shit in what you can. Like, all right, you're not that informed, then just kind of play catch up for a bit. I'm not saying go on some hunts because even on the past 2 weeks, I did some bullshit. Couldn't sleep one night.
Yeah.
No, I fell asleep, woke up, it's fucking 1:30 in the morning. I'm like, shit, now I'm in the bed, can't sleep.
Yeah.
I look at my phone, stupid ass thought crossed my head. Like, it was like a little peng type of thought.
Mm-hmm.
Do cows swim? 2:15 in the morning, I'm Googling, do cows swim?
Do cows swim?
I'm on fucking YouTube watching cows swim and all the above. I'm like, what other livestock swims? Now I'm watching pigs swimming in water. I'm like, oh shit. Then no pigs swimming. I'm like, I gotta piss. I get up to go look at the clock now. This bitch is like 4:15 in the morning.
Wow.
I got work in a few hours.
Right.
And I'm looking like, I'm a fucking jackass. And I said to myself, I'm like, you know what? I went to sleep, super tired, and all the above, and then ended up getting up for work. And I was like, you have to do these things and stuff, whatever, for peace of mind.
Right.
Peace of mind is the most important thing.
Yeah.
If you're taking in the news and it's not giving you peace of mind, it's giving you fear, don't fuck with it.
Yeah.
Take it in until it start fucking with your peace of mind.
Yeah.
You're seeing some shit like, COVID numbers and stuff. If you're jaded to the COVID numbers now, kosher. Protect yourself. Self-preservation, right?
Yeah.
Now if they say like, hey, be on the lookout for a random cougher in this location, you're like, holy shit, that's my address.
Right. Then hone in.
Yeah.
Then hone in.
Hone in on that.
Then
Be
hone
like, yo, let me lock this door. Let me turn on the security system, the ADT, and then let me just be focused. ADT, I want to check for saying your name any damn way. But you know what I'm saying? Like, I get it. I get it. But you just can't.
Get it, man.
Yo, it's food for thought. Don't fill your plate with things and stuff that you don't need. Clear off what you have on your plate before you go for seconds.
I agree.
That's it. Since we're on the whole talk thing for mental aspect, let's talk about Naomi Osaka. Let's talk about Miss Osaka. Okay, so for those that don't know, Naomi Osaka, 4-time Grand Slam champion.
Yes.
She, during the French Open, she said she wants to opt out on the interviews.
Right. And I think she's number 2 in the world right now in women's tennis. So it's not for those who may not know, she's not a slouch. She would be a tournament draw. A lot of people who are going to the French Open to watch what you want to say would be one of the top of the line on the circuit as far as tennis goes. You're looking to see all the major top 10 players in the world.
Y'all not trying to see Marv though? I mean,
I don't know. How's your French over there, Marv? You wee-weeing over there? Just don't be on those statues.
Omelette du fromage, French fries, and menage a trois.
Yeah, okay. I think that'll get you by.
That'll get me by. That'll get me
at
by.
least 1 week. then you're going to have your full of all of that stuff.
Yeah. Then it's time for me to we leave. But yes, Miss Osaka is great. Actually, she's real good. Like I'm not downplaying that girl.
Right.
She has talent.
She's definitely a tournament draw.
She opted out for mental health purpose.
Okay.
Now, how are you on this? Let me hear your thoughts and stuff on it. Are you for it or you against it?
My thoughts was I was for it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
am for it.
You're for it. You're for it. Okay. All right. I'm against it.
Mm-hmm.
My aspect and stuff, whatever, is that within your job description,
right,
this is part of the whole song and dance.
Right.
You can't pick and choose and stuff. Yes, you are great.
Yes.
Not saying she's not great, but you can't pick and choose and stuff and say like this part of the job you're going to do, this part of the job you're not going to do, because this is actually the whole dance of the job.
Right.
So why your checks are that big is because set endorsement companies and set people and all. Remember, because when they go have these conversations and stuff, whatever, the microphone don't say Podical Sons.
No.
The bitch say Mercedes Benz on there. Some big boy toys.
Whatever advertisement is going to win the day. Whatever advertisement's winning the day.
Some heavy hitting shit, whatever, right? So I mean, like these people, they pay ducats, and like you said, they draw like Naomi Osaka is a name that draws money.
Right.
Draws attention.
Somebody who may have never been to the French Open before has just heard of this girl and has been fascinated and decided, hey, I've never been to a French Open before. Maybe now's my time and maybe I might get to see one of the greats ever play. Mm-hmm. So they go.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah.
So the part is that the job thing, you gotta either you opt out completely, get your mental health right.
Okay.
and then come back.
Okay.
Not this year.
Right.
We'll just watch this year, French Open. Because there's times and stuff where I seen Serena and Venus wash some years of specific tournaments. When Venus was going through her health issues.
Yeah.
When Serena was pregnant. Yeah, you just gotta wash off some type of things and stuff because this is good for you.
Of course.
The public display thing I'm not a fan of. The public display thing, because my thing and stuff is that no one needs to know, and you gotta know who you deem worthy of some things. I didn't share my full issue.
Right.
About what went down with me and stuff within the past few weeks.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
That might have to be like a Patreon episode.
Yeah. And I need a therapist on standby, and a medical expert, just kind of watch a brother. I might start sweating and getting shaky, but we get Dr. Drew shit.
Think about that. We'll have the 3 friends in on it because maybe we might need to be part of the counseling.
Y'all just want to fucking laugh. Why the people up here serious with me? Y'all just want to laugh like, told you so, bitch.
Okay. Right.
But I mean, I deem you worthy of information like that. You are in my inner sanctum, in my world.
Right.
So you will get this info. Not everybody's worth the info.
Right.
If I don't fuck with you like that, I don't think you're worth the info.
Yeah.
If I just say, I need this time mentally for this, whatever. She said in her statement and stuff, and I'm just picking parts out of it, whatever, the one on Instagram.
Right.
She was saying the stuff that like, they're all like, she's an introvert.
Yes.
And they're always like coming after her, stuff like down on her skills and everything. They're called haters.
Yeah.
Regular people deal with haters every day.
This is true.
There's like Sharkeisha, something working that thing. I love the name Sharkeisha, by the way. Boo. You probably a grown-ass woman not fighting nobody no more. I just like calling the name. But there might be a Sharkeisha out there just going to her job, just doing her,
Yeah.
She telemarketing person, but she just dressed jazzy, put on that other kind of perfume. And these other chicks, hey, fuck that bitch Sharkeisha. I can't believe she always wear these pencil ass skirts with that big tip drill booty. Fuck her. They're called haters.
Yeah.
They're gonna be doubting you wherever you go.
Right.
You can't change that. You're just not magnified because of the platform and stuff, whatever. Now, if she was minor, like if she wasn't like that, biggerly, did you know her sister played tennis?
No, I didn't know her sister.
Her older sister played tennis. She has an older sister who's 2 years older than her.
Okay.
I forget her name. Naomi's with an M, and Naomi's with an N, and hers is with an M. But they're both Osaka.
Okay.
So Naomi's 23 and her sister's 25. Her sister didn't succeed as well as she did, but the sister retired like a year ago.
Okay.
Like in 2020, she retired and stuff from tennis.
Okay.
If your name doesn't draw that type of thing, it wouldn't be a problem.
No, it wouldn't.
You're a prize draw.
Yeah.
And it grows. And
this is why we're saying this is why it's such a big deal right now.
Right. This is why it's a big deal. Now, like I said, for the mental health aspect, I'm 130%. You don't need to tell nobody about your shit until you go through your shit and you handle your shit.
Yeah.
You don't hear what you don't reveal to your therapist. Not to everybody know Joe Schmo on the street.
Right.
That's my issue and stuff with it.
I think she's been put in a situation that maybe she might have not been mature enough to handle, right? And again, I'm looking at the fact that she says she's an introvert, right?
Yeah.
Now, we know with sports, and especially at the request of like those who sponsor and those who provide the commercial royalty aspect of it. Like, obviously, the more they can keep the viewer entertained, the more that viewer is going to be sitting in front of the TV, the more the advertising works, right? So it hasn't just become enough for the viewer to watch the game per se, just the game on itself, whether it's happening on the floor, whether it's happening on the pitch, whether it's happening on the field, wherever it's happening. It's not so much as the viewer to watch the game, but if you can get the viewer more engaged, then you can obviously have them there at a longer time and run more commercials to get them there. So that's the ultimate name of the game. So because of that, they've added the press conference.
Right.
Because they figure the casual fan enjoys watching the game, but maybe might want to know what led to certain things throughout that game. or what a certain person might have been thinking, or this, that, and the third. So it's a component that's been added to sport, right? Now,
how long? But it's been there for a long time.
It's been there for a long time. But okay, so here's my question. You say it's part of the job, right?
Right.
Is it part of the job as a pro athlete, or is it part of the contracts in which you sign when you go to these these tournaments? Because majority of the rights,
okay,
majority of the TV rights, that's a contract that's happening between the league, whatever it is, the PGA, the NFL, the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
Those are rights that are negotiated between the TV, the league, and let's say the sponsors or the advertisers,
right,
in this case, right? Now, within the league that, let's say, has a basketball team, a football team, or a hockey team,
mm-hmm.
You as a league, you are governed as a league, and then the players are signed to you as that league. So the player's obligation comes from them being signed to that league,
okay,
right? Signed as a player to that league,
right?
You as a individual professional player, right? Are you obligated, or does that only come into play when you sign up for these tournaments?
When you sign up to the team.
Remember, you're not a team. You're a professional athlete on your own.
No, but that's what I'm saying. As a professional athlete on your own, you're not obligated to nothing. That's why it's free agency.
Okay.
So when you sign to a team,
right,
these are part of the things and stuff that gets attached to it with the team.
So in the case of Osaka, because she's not signing to any team, right?
Right.
A case like Tiger Woods, you're not signing to any team, right?
Right.
You as a professional athlete,
mm-hmm.
you're not obligated to speak to anyone.
No.
Right.
So but the thing and stuff is that part of your sponsors, because it's just like you're doing NASCAR.
Okay.
You see how the NASCAR stuff has like logos all over this thing?
Yes.
The sponsors answer for that set driver,
okay,
or that set car company and everything like that. Osaka has a few sponsors and stuff like that. But as I said, like one person, like they're gonna pay the fine, she has to pay the fine.
Right.
There's still other attachments and stuff, whatever, to like it's not just the person, but the corporation. Naomi Osaka Corporation.
Right.
So they're like that more than the athlete type of thing that LeBron's talking about. There's a lot of things that go underneath that person's belt.
Yes.
Now, that league and the whole tennis world and stuff like that, it's not a situation where you could automatically opt out, because their thing and stuff is that they gain more money by you,
of course,
doing your dance.
Yes. Right.
And people go through shit.
Mm-hmm.
People go, absolutely. Like, I felt bad when Michael Jordan's father died.
Yes.
And he still had the hoop.
Right.
And they still asked him questions about his dead father.
Right.
Could you imagine that shit?
Yeah,
I couldn't fathom that.
I couldn't fathom it.
But Mike still held his forefront and did what he had to do. And I guess I'm not saying like mental health isn't a thing here and stuff for that. It's a legit 130% thing. But my thing is stuff is doesn't have to be the focus to like, I want to say, your brand.
Well, definitely it'll definitely affect your brand. But I think at that point, it's what is going to be more important to you, right? Is it going to be the preservation of your brand or the preservation of your mentality?
Mental, right? Of course.
So if you're saying to yourself, and like I said, again, I don't know as far as it would be yes. If you're signed up with certain sponsors,
mm-hmm.
then sponsors fall into the
we're not seeing our shit getting across the board with you.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. We're involved in this tournament, mm-hmm. as part of the advertisement committee. We're running commercials, mm-hmm. during this thing. So at the same time, when we're running the commercials, there's got to be a certain obligation. Okay. Well, from that part, I see. What I was looking at it from before was, mm-hmm. like, the tournaments themselves are the ones that are in TV negotiations with the contracts, because they have they're gonna have that relationship, right? As a professional athlete, right?
Mm-hmm.
I got into it, and I'm saying, I would say majority of it have got into it because they love the sport.
Yeah.
Right? That was the thing that they did. They excelled at it to the point where they're have reached major heights, right?
Yeah, they're great.
And even though probably somewhere down the lane, they've always knew that at some point they would have to be a part of a press conference situation, or be able to be the front speaker of a said sponsorship company. Majority of the times, they're not really looking to do that. They're just looking to play the game, right? So I can understand.
Look at Kawhi.
Yeah.
Look at Kawhi.
So I can understand from her point of view, if like, let's say, and we don't know what it took for her to get there, but if she's an introvert, she's probably never had to face that type of pressure coming up until now, right? So a lot of times,
I don't think she's the first introverted athlete.
She may not,
and that's my thing.
She may not be, but at the same time, if you're looking at it from a situation where, in this day and time, because remember, if she couldn't dare pull this shit 20 years ago, 10 years ago, she couldn't pull this shit. No. But in this day and time, where we're putting mental health at the forefront, right, and saying, hey, you know what? The difference between me and you is that you're a superstar on a major stage. I'm somebody working, and that's how I make my living. I can take a mental day anytime, right? During the job that I'm contracted to.
Okay.
During the job that you're contracted to, if you got to do a press conference, even if you feel like you need that mental day.
But you might work 300, you might work 250 days out of the year. They don't work that many days.
But maybe the days that they do work, maybe that might be because you don't know when a stressful time's gonna happen. The thing is stuff is I just don't want everybody to understand. It's not about the mental health aspect. It's your issue. You have to deal with it in your own particular way. Right.
For all we know, like I said, Barack Obama could be going through therapy right now. Michelle Obama could be going through therapy. Some people are going through therapy, but they're not putting it out there on blast. You deal with your shit in your time, and then when you're ready, after you done came, you saw, you conquered, a very, very vici.
Yeah.
After you've done that now, whatever, then you be like, yo, what's up with you? I ain't see you at the French Open. Yo, I had some shit to deal with mentally, but I'm here and I'm good to go.
And that's why I think just her maturity didn't make her handle that well.
Right. And see the other thing and stuff, I thought about the same thing.
Yeah.
Antoine Walker. You remember Antoine Walker, the hooper? Antoine Walker had a thing and stuff years ago when he's like how he's broke after the NBA.
Right.
House in Dallas, house in Boston, living life, multiple cars and everything like that. These people, I don't want to say it fucked up and stuff sound like your system, but yo, they're not for you to fully win.
No.
You have to be for yourself to fully win. And if you realize like, yo, my weakness and stuff, let's say the podcast dance, my weakness is technical aspect. It's up to me to say, Smooth, how do you do this? How do you do that? To better myself.
Right.
So I can hold down myself if need be.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So these are the things that you have to work on. They're not going to give you like a psychiatric coach or something like that. With like even NFL and stuff, whatever, they just now start opening up with some of the players.
Yeah.
Open up talking about like the CTE thing and how do they feel after impact and all that type of stuff now, whatever, you know? And I heard like some other colleges and universities and stuff are now having like shrinks to the teams. I heard the Raptors have one too.
Yeah.
Raptors have one and stuff, whatever now, like, how are you feeling? Are you good to go? Now, if they say, yeah, I'm Gucci, and it has something up to them, you can't hear what you don't reveal.
Yeah.
I'm not shitting on that. What I'm just looking on and stuff is that like, yo, if you realize this is your weakness and this is the world that you're gonna this is your career or this might envelop on you and stuff like that, whatever, you need help. You need somebody and stuff for that to kind of help you get through some of these talks and all this type of stuff, whatever. Like, keep it short. I like Kawhi shit. Kawhi's an introvert.
Yeah.
I like Kawhi. Like, when Kawhi Leonard goes out there, like, even the laugh is awkward. That is a social awkward laugh.
Yeah.
You hear I laugh on this fucking podcast. I laugh like an emperor.
Maybe she's, listen, and like I said, it's a different day and age, right? These kids, they're multi-millionaires, right?
Yes.
And maybe she just looks at it and says, hey, fuck it. I don't gotta conform to nothing. I can say, hey.
Pay the fines.
And skip me this tournament. And the next time come around, hey, if it happens again, skip me this tournament. Because you know what the funny thing is that what we're really starting to see is, I want to call it the what's his name? The football player.
Which one?
Taking the knee.
Colin Kaepernick?
I want to call it the Kaepernick syndrome, where they're looking at it where I feel so passionate about this one thing. I've made my money already. I've accomplished what I possibly accomplished. I don't really have to stick around for the bullshit. And then I can transition into something else and still make a living.
Absolutely.
And so I'm not surprised if she takes this and here's the thing. Does it come to the point where a lot of athletes start to choose that route? Like, they already don't like dealing with Kyrie. Like, does it come to the point where a lot of athletes don't or are choosing to take that route? And then now the system has to say, okay, maybe we got to rethink things a little different, especially if you have the sponsorships are backing you, right? Like, Nike said that, but I think it was not Nike that said they would pay her fine.
Nike Calm app. I think the Calm app is the one that killed me, because the Calm app, why I laugh for the Calm app is that to regular folks, you got to pay a subscription.
Right.
But we wanted to fit a $15K bill for a millionaire. So instead of giving people like a cheaper discount thing, like mental health is serious, as you can see with Naomi Osaka.
Right.
So tell you what, for this month, we're going to give you a freebie month. They ain't telling that. We're like, we gonna pay for her shit because she a multimillionaire. We're gonna use her as a sponsor thing. Combat, help save me.
This is what it is, right? Like, and this is what I'm saying. Like, it's now the advertising, the sponsorship companies, they're going to start repositioning themselves. They're not trying to lose money. They're not trying to have people say, oh, you bad, evil man, you. I'm never buying Nikes again.
Yeah, they can't have that.
No, they can't have that. They got to have that person say, oh, man, shit, Nike? Yo, Air Force is on me.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, it's and the way how advertising is happening is changing. That whole dynamic is changing. So
absolutely.
So maybe maybe we're seeing something that's really starting to affect change.
You're right. It might pop up. It might pop up and stuff within some time and stuff, whatever. Give it 10 years.
Yeah.
And see how the movement and stuff, whatever, moves and everything like that. And yeah, I guess we can take it from the Kaepernick time. Because after that, that's when more athletes start coming out.
I started really just saying,
yeah, like, yo, my mental is being fucked. How are we doing everything on Peachy Keen and stuff whatever when there's people dying out here? Real shit going on in the world.
Real shit.
We can't just ignore that and everything like that. But we shall see. Like I said, it's not the mental health aspect and stuff I'm 150% with.
Yeah.
It's just the fact that there's certain things the world doesn't need to know at that point in time until shit is conquered.
Yeah. I can agree with that. I think
I'm still healing. And that's what I'm saying. I'm still healing. And then when I'm done healed, then we on Patreon talking about my situation.
I think she should have, and I don't know if she had gotten advice before coming out, but maybe if she had gotten the advice that had said, you know what, just like you're saying, maybe skip this tournament, get yourself all good, and then come back. And then when people are asking what happened, then you can say, well, it is what it is. But to put that out beforehand, and then again, who knows? They could have been like, yo, listen, put this out beforehand because they probably gonna wonder why you didn't show up at the French Open. Like, you ducking, or you saying that, and they might start saying all this shit about you. And when really it's just you don't feel comfortable, like you're not in space right now. So let's let them know that you're not in the space right now. Who knows what the motive is? Who knows how it got to this point? But
keep it simple, stupid. That Instagram post was long.
Yeah.
Instagram post was long.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not in the proper mental space.
Yeah.
to deal with a situation like the French Open. When I'm ready and come back, I apologize to my fans and supporters. I will come back 100% when I can.
Yeah.
Done. That's it.
Yeah. Some people don't know how to keep it short and simple.
Yeah.
Some people feel like they got to tell you the life story.
Theatrics, man. So Whitney.
Yeah, there you go.
I don't need to look very much further, you know?
Mm-hmm. The dramatics, man.
Yeah, it's the dramatics.
Yeah.
Since we're on sports and stuff, whatever, real quick. Governor of Florida bans transgenders in sports in the state of Florida.
Okay.
Would you watch the WNBA if it had a transgender hooper?
Nah.
Why not?
No, I
what would it take for you to watch the WNBA?
What would it take for me to watch?
What would it take?
I know. I'll watch the WNBA.
I've never heard you say, "Yo, I'm gonna run home and watch the LA Sparks."
No, but if I'm flipping through the channels and it's on, like I'll watch it. I might not watch an entire game.
Name me top 3 players right now.
I couldn't give you the top 3 players. I could not give you the top 3 players of the WNBA. And that's bad. But it's not because of me not knowing of them playing. I don't watch it. I already watch so much NBA games. But I know who the superstars are because they are promoted as superstars. I'm pretty sure if the top women in the league were promoted as much as the men were promoted as superstars, I would probably know them.
You see, my thing is stuff is you eat what you kill.
Right.
That's what I'm a fan of.
Yeah.
My thing is stuff you eat what you kill. You shouldn't. Here's my thing. We're a podcast.
Okay.
I can say this so proudly. We're a podcast that's worth $100,000.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
Can I get a little love for you?
Yeah.
Yeah, well done. You built a $100,000 podcast.
Right.
We, as a $100,000 podcast, shouldn't be asking for Joe Rogan checks at this appointed time.
At this appointed time, no.
We have to draw and do what it takes from our side.
Right.
To say like, okay, we went from the $100,000 thing to the $10 million kind of podcast.
Right.
Then we can start swimming with the sharks.
Yeah.
You eat what you kill.
Yeah.
My thing and stuff is that, okay, let's say 1 week, Supreme Clientele is not behind us.
Right.
Let's say the Zua bracelets and stuff is not behind us and stuff like that, whatever, right? Do I stop promoting the podcast? No. Everywhere I go, I'm letting you know I'm great. So if I'm a hooper and stuff, whatever, like as an example of stuff, be like, yo, you're just tall because, well, first of all, that's a fantasy talk to me. Thank you that I'm tall. But you're just like, yo, you're just tall just because, like, nah, I actually hoop. I play for such and such a team.
Right. Yeah.
Right? You're like, oh, really? Yeah. I'm like, yo, you should check out the games. Like, we're actually kind of nice with it, whatever. You know, like if you think we're scrubs, 1-on-1 right now, or 1-on-1 in the near future.
Right, yeah.
And everything. And I think if you play on the facility, you're safe. Like as an athlete and stuff. So like if they get injured in practice.
Okay.
If it's quote unquote considered practice or scrimmage in the arena.
Right.
You're covered. They can't do like street ball type things. Rucker Park and all that type of stuff. That's not covered.
Yeah.
You're fucking with your contract there, whatever, right? Those type of things. You have to kind of be your own hero. You have to draw your own crowd.
Yeah.
We've been drawing our own crowd. We've been relying on our own type of thing and stuff like that.
Right.
And all the above. So if the league doesn't put so far the dollars and stuff in, or they feel like you don't deserve to eat what you didn't kill, you have to do it on your own. Now, throughout the course of decades and stuff, whatever, like you've known Cheryl Swoops, Lisa Leslie, these type of women and stuff, whatever. They're like, I want to say when the WNBA came up live, they kind of transcended past that mark to like Lisa Leslie's in movies, TV shows, Cheryl Swoops,
right?
All that, the birds and everything like that, the Sue Birds. They've done other things and stuff to kind of draw the attention back to the game.
But even with me, okay, when you mentioned those names, right? Mm-hmm. I'll know them more from a standpoint of me being an actual fan of basketball. So I'm talking playing basketball in high school, right? Mm-hmm. Watching collegiate level basketball, right? At a street league tournament one year, I watched the Fab Five play basketball as Super Friends in Scarborough.
Okay.
Right? So being a fan of the game itself, I would watch more of women's basketball, right? And they were the women that were coming up in that time. So that's like, I know them from that standpoint. I don't know them from watching like who I would know like the Larry Birds, the Magic Johnsons. Those were superstars who are on TV and in commercials, right? Now, fast forward, I'm at the time where I'm past that collegiate level. I don't have the same passion for basketball to be following both men's and women, but I'm saying I know more of the men players based off of commercialism.
I see, but
not really them going out and saying, "Hey, this is me. This is come watch me play." Nor this. I'm more onto them because they're being promoted. So that's what I'm saying. As far as me not knowing as many women, if I see more like, let's say like a top baller popping up in commercials that I can identify with, I'm gonna know who she is.
See, I look at it stuff as this. My thing is, you got NBA channel. If people got NBA channels and everything, eventually a WNBA game is gonna come on there. Yes. Why not just schedule and just watch one game?
Yes,
but that's what I'm saying. I know people with NBA season passes or channels and everything,
right?
And I've never. Like, the Canadian side is different.
Right.
But I've never, I know, from the American side, season pass and everything like that, this thing goes for NBA and WNBA.
Right.
So, from that aspect and stuff, where it's kind of like, yo, if you turn it on, you got no ball game to watch, no NBA game, ball game to watch. You got WNBA game.
Right.
But I've never heard a dude or person, say they're going to run. I only heard one person.
Yeah.
One person. Coach Winter. When she came on the show, I've heard her.
Yeah.
She's a hooper and she's a female.
Right.
So I've heard that and stuff for them from other female athletes.
Yeah. But for them, they might identify more, right? They
something you relate to.
Yeah, exactly. They're gonna relate to a little bit more. Like if Toronto had a female basketball team, and he asked me the same question, I probably could name you 3 female basketball players from Toronto. I'm pretty sure if he asked somebody in LA, give me 3 players off the Sparks, they're going to ramble off 3 players off the Sparks. That's because they're in a situation where they're seeing them more often than not. They're being promoted. They're doing this, that, and the third on the different communities. They're becoming they're a face within that territory.
So you're saying Toronto needs a female basketball team?
Should if Toronto had a female basketball team, then I would think there would be more interest from Toronto people watching women's basketball. I think it becomes more relatable because now you just have another team, whether it's male or female. You have a team that you can cheer on, right? So I think
people cheer on the Leafs.
So you trying to say?
I'm just saying, people just cheer on whatever the hell is stuff, whatever. But that don't mean it's doing shit.
No, they don't have to be doing shit, but people who know who's on the Leafs. I mean, I'm pretty sure if we had a Toronto team, you would know. I would know. I would give you 3. Know. I would give you 3. And that it probably wouldn't be based on watching the basketball games. I doubt it would be based on watching the basketball games. It would be based on the news said, oh, so-and-so was here, so-and-so is doing this, doing that. So now they're
when it transcribes.
Promoted.
And that's what I'm saying.
Promoted. Commercials are being run for those.
That's why I said the Cheryl Swoops, the Lisa Leslies and stuff, whatever, they've transcribed and ascended past that kind of just basketball level. Right. So now they're in the thing. So you look where do you know them from? They are WNBA players. So it's kind of oh, I see you on the street, and I hear you talk, and you're oh, well, you spoke about this in your podcast. Now, I've met you on a personal level, don't know you.
Yeah.
Now I kind of got a bond with you. I kind of like what you're saying.
Right.
So now I'm going to go back to the original roots where everybody else would know you from.
Yeah.
And bring you back to the podcast.
Okay.
So that's what I'm saying. The transition thing or to get past and ascend, you have to draw your own crowd.
All right. Well, let's get back to the original argument of watching these transgendered women playing basketball.
I'm loving it.
I'm
watching it.
I'd see, and I wouldn't be a fan just because.
Why?
Just
during Pride Month, you're gonna say something like this? I thought you were progressive.
To say I am progressive, and I'm
starting shit.
And I have nothing wrong. I have nothing wrong with them starting up a transgendered league.
Oh, so you're saying
for them to play against each other with the same type of physicality, right? Because that's something we're not going to be able to get rid of at this point, right? With the same physicality, playing ball. I have no problems with that. I just don't want to see LeBron say he going to change into LeBronette and start
LeBron
bouncing women out of the key.
Yo!
And double pump and
Let's go! I'm watching.
No, that's not fair.
I'm watching. Why is it not fair?
No, because he's still going to be built like a man.
But he's every woman.
No, he's not every woman.
She and her. Those are the pronouns now.
He's only a woman in title.
And WNBA, their pronouns are she and her.
In title, in physicality, he's still going to be a male.
LeBron is every woman. Shaka Khan. LeBron's every woman. Shaka Khan. Yo, listen. Could you imagine a female basketball player, a transgender basketball player like LeBron in the league?
It'll be unfair. Fuck it.
All right, scratch that.
Yeah.
You a C League player, not a D League, not a B League. You're a C League player.
Yeah.
You go for a sex change now. You become a woman and you're a phenom in WNBA. I'm watching that.
It's not fair.
I'm watching that.
It's not fair.
Life isn't fair.
Is that what you're gonna tell your daughter when she's tell you how she lost the championship to Butch?
Wow. Okay. You need to respect Butch's pronouns. That's what you're
man. Listen, it is what it is, man. Let them have their own league where they can, you know what I mean? They can match physicalities. There's a reason why there's a women's and there's a men's league. Because the women are not physical to play with the men. If you're going to take a man and say, okay, we respect your life as a transgender and you are now going to say you're going to identify as a she, then want to join a female basketball team, knowing that you still have that physicality strength that's going to be dominant as a male, I don't think it's fair. I think it's the same thing. Sorry, I don't mean to cut you, but just, I think, and we spoke about this on the pod a few, I want to say maybe about a year ago with I think it was the wrestling team where they had the one black wrestler, she was number 2, and the number 1 was a transgender. And that number 1, she was just destroying everybody.
It made it fun though.
She's just destroying everybody.
Sports is entertainment, and that was fucking entertaining to watch. Even those little clips of the video
to watch. But these girls were disheartened, man. They were broken, man. It was like, no, listen, man. I would be number 1, but I gotta fight the She-Hulk.
It seemed like, when you watch like your friends and stuff, whatever, like trying to flip each other in the pool.
Yeah.
Like, boom, suplex. I was like, shit. Yeah, I got my money on that one over there.
And I'm not saying that they shouldn't be playing any sports, but it's right now we have to have a league for
so that means you're all for the governor to say yes, we're gonna separate.
Yeah, separate. Separate, man.
See, I feel like it depends on the sport. Cause let me say
I'll go there. It'll depend on the sport.
Cause like I feel like, all right, damn near everything like it's a joke, but we always say like I always say that there's always 6 ESPNs, and then they have like 2 dodgy ESPNs, like 7 and 8. They just show like whatever they consider fucking sports. So if like there's like a beer pong thing, it might be on that fucking channel and stuff, whatever, right?
Right.
And I feel like arm wrestling might be on there. Now, one day, lady at work, she was looking kind of swole one day on the desk.
Yeah.
So I'm like, what do you put the arm wrestles on? You want to arm wrestle? So I was like,
you thought you could take her?
No, you out of your fucking mind. I looked at her, I was like,
kissing your teeth were like you didn't know that should have been an instant no.
Marv, set nurse. Marv,
yeah,
set nurse. Okay.
That no would have just came out so fast out of my mouth. It would have known what to do with itself.
No, but that's what I'm saying. The ego kicked in. My ego kicked in.
Yeah.
Right? And I'm looking, I'm like, I hear like a kid in the back of my mind. Oh, you're afraid of the girl? Yes, I'm afraid of the girl. I'm like, I'm not trying to snap my goddamn arm at work.
Right.
Yeah, they'll cover it and stuff under WSIB, but I gotta explain all that. What happened? The doors, the malfunction in here, broke my arm.
The wind.
Can't be out here like, yo, true story. I went to the unit on the west side, and then the nurse said, you want to arm wrestle, and she snapped my shit like a twig.
Yeah.
Because when she said that, I'm looking like, you talk like you do this shit on the regular. Yeah, I go family functions, I arm wrestle relatives, nephews, everybody think they're stronger than me.
She destroying them. Like, she destroying them, man.
For fun.
Yeah.
For fun. Mm-hmm. So that's what I was looking like. So if I was in an arm wrestling league and stuff, whatever, no. I'm gonna just forfeit. I'm gonna hold that down.
All right, let's say this.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I would consider being for it if they allowed women to take performance enhancing drugs.
Trying to match.
Yeah. If I can take hormones to get myself to the point where I can consider to be taken on a male, then yes, I'll say yes.
My LGBT community, those thoughts are reflected by Not Your Average Joseph.
I'm just keeping it real. I'm
not saying your homotherapy is equivalent to steroids. He's not trying to say that. He means well. This is what I'm going to defend. You see, this is where I'm going to defend the shit Smooth said.
I'm simply saying, if you're transgendered, you will have the body development of a male, right? And you are identifying female.
Mm.
And while you identify as female and start playing in the female leagues, if your body that you still have as a male can give you the advantage, then I don't see why it should be a disadvantage for women. And I say, let them take hormones and let them build whatever they need to build to be competitive. Not Your Average Joseph.
Let's get to the question of the week, folks. All right. One time in my life, coming back from my mounting.
You feel safe
coming back from my mounting
this week?
I feel a little bit safer. People might come at me for the Naomi thing, but, I feel a little bit safer than you. Yeah. So, question of the week. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Switch up from this shit right here. I don't even know which camera to look at. I'm all sweating.
If you see me missing next week, you know what? I got origami.
They fold your shit.
I got folded up by the wrestler.
He's like, what you call it? Bruno? What you call it? Bruno? Bertha. Yo.
I got folded.
Question of the week. How would you explain love to a 12-year-old?
I would say, that feeling that you have for mommy and daddy as your protective and nurturing source.
Mm-hmm.
What you know about math, times that. And then think about having that feeling for one specific person. And at this point, it doesn't necessarily have to be someone of an opposite sex, but it could just be...
I see what you're doing. You're saving yourself again.
It could be someone who's close in your circle. Someone who's really meant something to you at this stage in your life. Or, when you grow up and you're falling in love, it should be a person who either is going to be there for you or have those similar things that you cherish in your heart as some of their character traits, and not necessarily falling in love, but have love for a family member or friend or somebody else who shares those similar type of traits, characteristics. Maybe still a little bit too heavy for a 12-year-old, but I think if I start with the basis of your parents, that love that love that they show you, and that bond that you develop, because it's all about bonding, right? So that bond that you develop, kind of use that as a starting point, and then I would say times it by 2, maybe 1.5. I don't know, but yes, definitely more. It's going to be definitely a little bit more when you're feeling it, or when you come into those emotions.
I don't feel like it's too young for a 12-year-old. The reason why I say that is because the time I grew up in, a little bit younger than yours, I knew a 12-year-old girl that had 2 kids. Right? So clearly she was having sex and stuff, whatever, from prior. Right. Some kids mature faster than others. I'm trying to recollect.
But I mean, is that love or having sex out of curiosity?
Well, that's the thing. When you have no basis to go anything by, you don't know what to pinpoint it to.
Right.
And I think that's the reason why the conversation needs to be had, especially about like love and feelings.
Right.
At an earlier basis, because these are other things that are happening without a conversation.
Got it.
Because my thing is stuff is that, here's how I would break it down to a 12-year-old and stuff. Not even to like my child, but to a 12-year-old, like if I was talking to a 12-year-old, I would say to the 12-year-old and stuff that, similar to what you were saying, the feeling that you feel towards your parents and everything like that kind of like warm and good feeling.
Yeah.
You had it to a person, to another person and stuff like similar to you in age and like, you know, I guess I want to say like age and range. I'm not a fan of long distance relationships. So I want to employ a 12-year-old to be in a low, dear pen pal, I love you so much.
Pen pals.
Yeah, I remember that shit. I'm old now.
Damn.
So I will tell them the stuff that you've had that feeling is magnified as well, but it has to be reciprocal. And your love language, even in regards how young you are, has to be to a point where whatever you recognize as love. So if you recognize as the person holding your hand, that's a lighter form of physical touch.
Right.
If you realize that they tell you nice things and stuff, that's words of affirmation.
Right.
You're understanding how you want to be loved to your limited knowledge. And I'm not downplaying these 12-year-olds. These kids are fucking smart.
No, you're right.
They're fucking like 5-year-old tablet geniuses and everything like that. So then you add 7 years to this, greatness is going to happen.
Yeah.
When it comes to that feeling, if you're going to take things to another level, be calm and be sure that this is something you want to do. You're not forced or coerced into anything that you want to do. So even if you don't want to if you don't want to kiss the person, or you want to hold the person's hand, you let it be known, because we're at times and stuff now where people are just, especially at that time, they're trying to discover themselves. So they don't know what they might like, what they might not like, and all the above. Yeah. But I feel like a conversation before, I guess, when they might have the birds and bees talk to the kids at like 16, this teen mom show popping off and everything like that. Like, who's to say pre-teen mom won't be coming up and stuff in the near future? Yeah. So I feel like these conversations just have to be had, and these things have a systemic effect where said person never had this conversation, and as adults, I don't want to say it kind of held them back, but it kind of hindered growth for certain things and stuff to happen. Yeah. Yeah. Because they weren't taught certain type of things, they didn't understand some type of things. Right. And then now as older, then they're trying to play catch up and they might have missed out on something else. Okay. I see that. Yeah. I like your little save though. Hit me in the feels. Let's get to the Axe of Sons. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
First Axe of Sons comes from Scarred Face.
Scarred Face, what up?
What was the worst human invention ever made?
The worst human invention ever made.
The motherfuckers that made the corned beef cans with that key shit.
The key?
That key, that twist and key shit. Yeah. Worst invention.
That's the worst invention?
Useless like a nun's tits.
Is it?
Useless.
I opened many tin cans with that.
Useless. Why didn't you just make a pop top?
I don't think they have the technology of figuring out how to make metal.
They still make that shit today. What are you talking about? You want to go to the grocery store when we leave?
Well, I mean, today it's. I don't know. Does it still got to be hermetically sealed? I think those cans is like sealed to the point where you make it pop top. You might allow some air to get in there. I don't know if they can seal it that tight.
That's my useless invention. You go, because that shit serves no purpose today. Today.
My useless invention, I want to say the door stoppers. You know those. Yeah.
Nah, I'm an emotional motherfucker. No, I need those things.
You need those things?
I swing doors open with authority. So especially like my alarm goes off in the morning, I gotta get up and go piss.
Yeah.
And I got a notion. And I hear the door kind of bounce back. I was like, if I didn't have a door stopper, that shit would have probably went into the wall.
You're not throwing those doors hard enough. They going through the wall. That door stopper might lodge itself in the door. Mm-hmm.
Shit, y'all got some rage there. I thought I had problems.
Y'all need some steel doors to stop door stoppers.
Jess B, what tattoo would you put on each other's body? Ooh, you don't got no tattoos.
No, so I'm a clean slate. I'm a canvas waiting to be touched.
I didn't like how you said that and you squinted in your eyes.
Stop you from putting anything on my body.
What would I put on you?
I think I'd give you. I'd hook you up with a pinup girl tattoo.
A pinup girl?
Yeah.
Where?
On your shoulder.
Oh, like the classic pinup girl?
Yeah.
I'll take a Pam Grier.
Did you take a Pam Grier stylized in a pinup?
Yeah, with the cone bra, because you know she had those cone bras with the big ass titties.
Okay, so Pam Grier stylized with a cone bra pinup.
Yeah, I take that.
I got you, man.
Okay.
Wait, what kind of car? What kind of car she leaning on? She leaning on a car?
Car, oh, damn, this is a big ass cam. I thought it was just her posting up out of nowhere.
Hook you up, man. I'm saying, if you say Pam Grier,
you doing a lot on my tattoo. What's
hook you up.
I'm gonna put the Michelangelo, like the chapel on your back then, with the God finger touching. Shit, you got a lot of work you want to do on me. I was keeping basic. I was like, I was gonna say a microphone.
A microphone?
Because the rapper, the songwriter. But no. Before you want to add cars to my fucking tattoo and everything,
you got Pam Grier cone bra pinup style on a Cadillac.
Yeah, and you got Michelangelo, the chapel painting, touching your fingers and stuff on your back. So at every beach event, you shutting down shop. You're like, oh shit, look at him. Can I take a photo? They might want to touch God from there on your back.
Oh man,
fucking guy. Last question comes from Shaggy Do. What is deadlier? What is far deadlier than most people realize?
Far deadlier than most people realize.
Keep it real, working in the medical industry.
Yeah.
Grapefruit juice. That shit interacts with a lot of medications.
Really?
I think before, let me say like before school.
Yeah.
I was like, grapefruit juice. Like, they're pumping ruby. And back in my day, they were pumping ruby red juice, grapefruit juice. Like, it's the healthiest thing on the planet.
Right.
At one time. And I was like, yeah, dope. Cool. And then like you going out through school and learning and everything, stuff like Lipitor, tons of other medications and stuff like that. Like, it just sets some shit off in your system.
Really? And is it like the citrus family or just specifically grape?
Specifically grape juice.
Wow. Do you know the
It depends on the med.
Okay.
It depends on the med.
Well, I was gonna say, do you know what it's reacting to or what the grapefruit juice has that makes it react? Is a specific thing that's not found in, like, let's say a lemon or let's say a lime or orange for that matter?
I guess the level probably like, and one thing like pertaining to like Lipitor, like those cholesterol meds.
Right.
I think it's something, the chemical name starts with an L. It's slipping my name. It's LET something. But it's that chemical in it that interacts with it. So that's why a lot of pharmacies, when they're giving you like stuff like Crestor, Lipitor, and all that type of stuff,
they tell you no grapefruit.
Yeah, they put a label on it. Do not take with grapefruit juice.
Got it. I want to say that like the third rails in the subway systems.
Third rail.
Yeah, we hear about it, and like you'll see it in some.
Hold on, what's the third rail?
You have the two rails that sit on the track, and then you have the third rail that's on the inside, which carries the electricity.
Oh, okay.
So, majority of times when people are jumping in the tracks, and you're always saying
they're trying to cross.
They're trying to cross, and you have that fear of they might be getting hit by a train. They're actually probably more in danger of that third rail. And that you can identify that third rail because it's typically covered. It's like you'll see the two rails that are bare for the train tracks to actually sit, or wheels to actually sit on the tracks.
Mm-hmm.
Those rails are clear, right, for that contact. But the third rail, I don't know how, maybe it's contacted from like coming under, but on top of that rail, there's a covering. So you can't physically touch it. I don't know if you ever seen the movie Beat Street.
Yeah.
Ramon, he died touching the third rail, right? So I think a lot of people like, you're so ambiguous because who's really down there messing around to touch the third rail? And you really don't have an idea how dangerous that is.
It's just dangerous and far more deadly to cross a fucking track.
Yeah.
Like you're doing this shit with like a risk. Like
but you know what? We say they're doing that stuff with a risk, right? But at the same time, if you know the train has just left the station, right? It's going to take a certain amount of time between each trains. So there's a safety zone that if you know what you're doing, if you've timed trains and have an understanding, then you can make that cross, right? Now, you might get fucked if you don't have that leaping ability, because when you're in there, it's a lot higher than you think.
Yeah. I seen some people and stuff, they're probably like at neck level and stuff, whatever, on that.
Right.
On the part where you're standing.
Right. It's a lot higher than you think. So if you don't got that jumping power to leap up and pull yourself up back onto the platform, then you might be kind of screwed.
Okay.
But could you imagine doing all of that and then trying to jump the third rail and you trip on the third rail and your toe get cut? You ain't going nowhere, bro.
No.
You are stuck there under electricity till that train comes.
I'm not fucking with trains like that.
I'm not playing around with that.
Yo, that's it. It was So Say the Suns.
So Say the Suns.
So Say the Suns this week. I got for you. Don't strive to be perfect. Strive to be better than you were yesterday.
So Say the Suns.
Everything and stuff takes gradual steps. I think we focus too much on like steps 8, 9, and 10 and forget about steps 1 to 7. And I feel like over a period of time, you weren't that great. It's kind of like when we talked about, I think, the boxing thing. Binge watch Netflix or suck at boxing and stuff like that. You're not going to suck forever.
No.
Just know for a fact that whatever lessons or whatever losses you accrued the day before, you shouldn't be making the same mistakes moving forward.
The day after. I always say, listen, if you were to pick something at the beginning of the year, right? 365 days a year, and so let's say you give yourself an hour and a half where you just dedicate your time, your concentration to that one thing.
A day?
A day.
Okay.
At the end of the year, you should be somewhat an expert or close to damn near being.
True. That's all on your discipline, your dedication, and determination.
Yeah,
because you're right.
Because you're going to every new day, you're going to learn something new.
Well, because eventually, you like even within a year, you should be doing your 10,000 hours. No, no, you're approaching some heavy marks and stuff for them. Because you're saying 30 minutes a day, right?
No, well, I'm saying I know that's an hour and a half.
Hour and a half. Yeah. Oh yeah. You're punching the clocks.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely punching the clocks.
And a lot of us, and that's why I say like it all boils down to really time management, because a lot of us think that we don't have enough time in the day, but there's 24 hours in a day. If you were to just gather up all the time that you're doing bullshit, you'd find out it'd probably be more than like an hour and a half to 2 hours.
Facts.
You know what I mean? If you took all that bullshit time and just gathered it, that could definitely be the time that you use.
That's why I fuck with Instagram on a late night run, like before I'm ready to shut it down for the night.
Yeah.
Because I realized I'm like, yo, you know what? If it's about like 9, 10 something and stuff, whatever, this bitch might just eat like an hour off me.
Easily.
But then by that time, my brain is starting to get ready to like relax out and veg out.
Right.
Until I see like some shit to be like, oh, this is why I'm coming off the internet, you know? That like, I hit those moments. Like I remember like one of the moments that sticks out to me.
Right.
You cussed me for the other day. When the guy said like, yo, you know, men twerk when they're having sex.
Yeah.
Well, men twerk when they're having sex and he's like, yo, he realizes like, yo, his ass cheeks are clapping while he's clapping cheeks. He's like, damn, we both thick as fuck. I'm like, I'm done. Yo, I just shut down my phone.
Yeah, I was like, okay.
And then you're like, why did you feel the need to post it? I was like, I don't know. I needed an answer. I couldn't get an answer. Hopefully you might give me an answer.
For me, I find YouTube has become my new TV to put me to sleep. Remember when we had the argument? When wife was like, I don't know why he just doesn't like just turn the TV off. I said, sometimes I need the TV to like fall asleep. Mm-hmm. And like I can't come to bed early because if I just lie down, I won't fall asleep. But if I'm downstairs, falling asleep in front of the TV, at some point I'll wake my ass and say, okay, yeah, it's time to go hit the bed.
Yeah.
Right? I'm like, YouTube will become my new TV, bro. That phone there, I pop it up right on my side table. Aim it this way, turn it this way. Having my little Bluetooth.
And you in the zone.
And I'm in the zone, man. And I'm just taking shit. And next thing I know, oh, shit taking me. And take out my earpiece, put it down, and I'm good to go.
Yeah. I realized that. I think I was watching an anime on Netflix.
Yeah.
One day I was laying in bed and I just had it right there on my nightstand. It's on my phone too. And I'm just there. I'm like, oh, shit. Pulled out the AirPod. Right back to sleep.
But anime, but again, and like you're saying, just like with IG and that sort of thing, YouTube is something that it'll take you down a rabbit hole, two or three videos deep. Next thing you know, the time is gone.
I just told you earlier in this fucking podcast, I Googled, do cows swim?
Yes, you did tell me earlier.
And then I'm watching other livestock animals swim across little ponds and everything. Like, oh shit, little piggy can float. And then I look like, oh shit, I gotta take my black ass to bed.
Yeah.
So, yes.
It'll bring you down that rabbit hole.
YouTube.
For sure.
Once again, man, thank you for listening to the Podical Sons. Remember, like, comment, subscribe, and feel free to cuss Smooth when you can. Please attack his DM.
Feel free. Listen. Hey. We are more than open to the discussion.
Absolutely.
Listen, don't matter who you are, where you're from. We can always be educated, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you're transsexual and you feel that you want to come in on this conversation and give us your thoughts and your feelings, because I'm not claiming to be right. I'm just saying, hey, sometimes that physicality can be an advantage.
Mm-hmm.
And if, you have an argument against that, I'm all for it.
Once again, thank you for listening to the Podical Sons. Remember, the difference between genius and stupidity is that genius has its limits. Peace and love. Y'all be well out there.
Peace and love.
Peace.
The Podical Sons with Not Your Average Joseph and Sofa King Marvelous.